This video is designed to show you a more complex branching situation where we have follow-up questions for both the yes and the no responses. You can see here if someone answers yes to question 1, we're following up with questions 2 and 3. If they say no, we also want to follow up with questions 4 and 5, and everyone circles back together and answers question 6. Let's take a look and see what that looks like with Question Pro. Here's a survey where we ask students their major with choices of business, engineering, or other. If they answer business or engineering, I have a follow-up question to determine specifically which major within those colleges the student is pursuing. So we need some logic directions for question 5. As you remember from the previous video, we click the link on logic and it will bring up both the question and then each of the response options. If someone is a business major, I would like to follow up and find out which specific business major they are, so they will be directed to the appropriate question. With engineering, I want to follow up with question asking them which engineering major they're pursuing. And for those that said other, they're not business or engineering, I don't have a specific follow-up question for them, so I'm going to direct them to the Major League Baseball question on TV, which is the question following the set of questions about majors. So I save that question logic, and you'll be able to verify that it worked correctly by looking on your Question Pro survey. You'll see that if they answer business, they go to question 6. If they go to engineering, they go to question 7. And if they answered other, they'll be directed to question 8. Now, one of the things to be careful with on this kind of more complex branching situation is consider the business majors. They will be directed to question 6. They'll select which business major they're pursuing. But by the ordering of Question Pro, they will also be asked question 7, which won't make any sense because they're a business major. They won't be able to indicate what engineering major they're pursuing. So for all of the response options in question 6, I need to direct respondents to go to question 8 after they answer question 6. So this is what it looks like. We click logic, and for every one of the response options, we have to use the branching directions of directing them to the Major League Baseball on TV question. We have to go through each of the response choices and tell Question Pro that no matter how they answer this particular question, we want them all to be directed to the Major League Baseball question. It's careful not to miss any of the response options, and I'll show you in a minute how we can verify that you haven't missed any, but you have to go through each of the response choices, and in this situation there's quite a few of them, and indicate no matter how you answer, you should be directed to the Major League Baseball watching on TV question. When we get back to our survey, you'll notice now with question 6, there's the indication that for every response choice, they're going to be directed to question 8, which is where we want to send them. And those that respond to question 7 will, of course, also follow on and move directly into question 8 about watching Major League Baseball on TV. So let's take a look and see what that would look like on a Microsoft Word survey that someone might be using. So with a paper and pencil survey, it's a bit more complex that you, of course, ask students if they're a Chico State, ask respondents if they're a Chico State student. You see the skip directions clearly labeled here. So for those that are Chico State students, they will answer questions 2 and 3. At the end of question 3, we need to direct them all to question 6, so they're not prompted with questions 4 and 5, which won't make any sense to them because they are indeed Chico State College students. So at the end of question 3, are you a member of the AMA? For both response choices, yes or no, you see the skip directions here, proceed to question 6. Proceed to question 6. So for every response choice after question 3, the respondents are directed to question 6. For those that aren't Chico State College students, they skip directly to question 4. They'll answer questions 4 and 5. You don't need skip direction questions at the end of question 5 because students will naturally then progress from question 5 to question 6, and that's where everyone gets back together on your survey with everyone answering question 6.